My name is Eduardo Vicky Sparra and I'm going to present my history of contemporary world. The globalization is a process that consists in the evolving of the human race in a social and economical way. Let me explain myself. In the past of the time, the globalization were evolving as we, all the humans, like a society. That occurred when we start to knowing each other and sharing ideologies and finally making a common language to commerce. If you go to China, being from Mexico, you will able to make a deal with someone over there without a common language. That is because with your abilities and that person abilities, you can make a deal like with something on contract on or with some service without the need of a language because the the globalization has helped us to understand the economy in our ways. The terrorism still be a theme that has to be responsibly spoken and talk about it with knowledge. You can talk about the terrorism with ignorance. That is why not so much people talk about the terrorism in the same way they talk about the discrimination, and has to do with evolution. Because when the terrorism fact occurs, the consequences are so bad, and that includes a lot of factors that are affected, just like the country's security and social impact, etc. The unipolar world is defined as the actions of different powers, can be industrial or at the states level. For example, when different countries join to solve an environment issue, that is the union of different powers to solve something. Like the ONU. The ONU is a unipolar union between a lot of countries that has agreed of peace, environment take care and good and things that are good for the world and the humans. The digital area is something that happens too quickly even for the people that live from the first computer to nowadays. There are generations that born with the knowledge of use a smartphone first, then walk or something else. The technology is a part of the life of everyone because in the some way it helps us to do tasks in an easy way. They create new abilities and new professions like mechatronic. As historical momentum of the globalization, the Atlantic Canal of Panama until nowadays, it is an amazing technology development and it is because it's a bridge for the ships that becomes from the east from the Atlantic Ocean, so they don't need to take the whole way to reach Texas, Louisiana, and those countries. Let me explain that a little bit quickly. Mm, I understand the Panama Atlantic. I know about it because a friend that is from Panama explained me there is a very good technology that helps the ships to reach the different levels of the water in those oceans, the Atlantic and Oceanic. So that is why it is so important and so technology developed. When the Soviet Union disintegrates, the world has learned to do different way the lifestyle that exists in those times, the capitalism and the communism. So when the Soviet Union disintegrates, the whole world understands that the capitalism is the correct way to lead a country. The Soviet Union left a really bad image of the communism because it showed just a poor, hungry times, and war, a lot of destructions, etc., etc. That is why the Soviet Union has been taken like something bad for the people, and the world became a unipolar world after the disintegration of the Soviet Union. In 2020, when the year was recently starting, the revolution of the female discrimination became popular, and that became the people to understand why they were manifestation. The reason is that the society had an idea of the woman as someone that has to be submissive, someone that cannot have ambition. There is something really bad because we are affecting ourselves when they discriminate someone, even if it is a woman or a black person. It doesn't matter because we are taking us time to evolve. Because even when more people are trying to get something to make it ready, like I don't know, like a new technology, okay, like Elon Musk cars, for example. If a lot of people contribute to it, we can make a better technology and evolve as a society. But there are people that don't understand that and make and do discrimination. That is so bad because we take time of a revolution. Finally, in the same year, the pandemic caused by the virus organized by the lack of hygiene in a China market. In a China market, when they sell animals as food, the too many animals were together, so they create like a virus when that touches people that create that virus evolve and kill people and spread very fast because imagine a virus that creates in a urban area when it's a market, so it is very dangerous. Well, the questions. The globalization emerged when the people learned that being together is very important because evolve as a society is very important because we are together. We can do a better of best things. We can have different ideologies. Yes, that is true. But we can also work together to make the world a better place for everyone in an economic and society way. In the most of the cases, what caused the terrorist attacks of 20th century? In the 20th century, that this century are more because it can be yes, but by society difference like Korea del Norte and United States. But in the most of the occasions, is because economic things like petroleum and territory position. How does the end of the Cold War relate with the unipolar war? Actually, in my in presentation, I talk about that because when the Soviet Union disintegrates, the world became a unipolar world by the base of the capitalism. So the capitalism give a very good image, like in the Berlin's Wall, that the capitalism is very good. So the whole world, the most of the world became unipolar by the capitalism and disintegration of the Cold War. How was the digital area influencing in today's society? The digital area is something dangerous, but at the same time is very powerful because you have the ability of know literally everything that can be ever know. But we are uh, omitting that by getting us to the internet to use it just for contact people and know things that we don't really matter. So that's why some genius people say that you can learn everything from the internet, that you don't need a school. But a lot of people need a school because they don't have the initiative to start learning from themselves. So the digital area has influenced a lot in today's societies because it helps a lot, but it's dangerous too. In conclusion, the human race that characterized by the adaptation of the condition that is something that sometimes we don't understand or we just forgot. And I mean about the people that doesn't hear other opinions or doesn't want to learn new things. And for the human to keep living has to evolve and adapt to the new conditions. The adaptation and evolving is very important as we as humans because that is all that we got even with the technology, ideologies, etc., the adaptation and evolving is that everything that we got to make us be better as a human race.